Long day lady road. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition. Get to know your creator. Determined. We're determined in indie comics to get these books funded, fulfilled, and in your hands. High quality content, nothing but the best for you out there. So we have a wonderful guest. But before we introduce them, let's introduce, as always, our lovely co-host, Angela. How's it going?
Hey, it's going good. How are you, Jason?
I'd be doing better if I wasn't having mic issues, apparently. So to all those in the chat, if I sound like I'm in a bathroom, I don't know why. We tried to fix it before we went live, but the show must go on. So at least you can hear me. So that's good.
That's true.
I'm not in the closet anymore?
No, you're not in the closet. You're in the bathroom. You've actually scaled up.
Oh, wonderful. All right. Well, we'll do this from the bathroom, and hopefully HOJO, though, our wonderful guest, sounds fantastic. So what's going on, man?
Excellent.
What's up, man?
How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good to be out here. Angela,
Yeah, you're welcome.
First time I've been on the panel with any of you guys.
Yeah. Well, have we been on a panel before? We might have been on a panel. Because you've been
like
in the
you were
scene a bit.
leaving and I was coming in. Like actually today is the 1 year anniversary that I funded Mythicals 1, which was like 13 hours after I launched.
Nice, dude. Well,
yesterday was 1 year since the launch of my very first project.
Well, and that's dope because you're on the second one now, as we're gonna go over later on in the show. Yep. So you're on the second one now, and that's pretty dope, man. To have 2 books out within a year.
And a part of an anthology too.
Exactly, man. So you're killing it, dude. You're crushing it.
Wow.
And that's dope, man. Yeah, it's hard to do, like, especially like in the crowdfunding scene. You have, people have lives, things happen, so sometimes setbacks occur. But you're killing it, dude. You're killing it. And speaking of killing it, we got a chat that's killing it over there, Angela. Let's say hi to the lovely people that showed up.
Yes, we do. Dolly Green's in the house.
What's up, Joe?
These are our first arrivals. Haldir.
Haldir is usually first, yeah. What's up, Haldir?
Hey, Santa.
Hello, Fanta.
Genuine Comics.
Oh, what's up, Genuine? Good to see you. Yeah.
I was on his show a couple hours ago.
Nice, dude.
Oh, sweet. And Duck Bacon.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
And
then
we got the
SDA.
Hey, SDA. So we're all here. Cheers, guys.
Nice. And by the way, if you're watching now or in the future, or if you're watching now especially also, but you don't want to hear all this crap, the link for Mythicals 2 is pinned to the top of the chat and in the description below, so you can go check it out, back it if you want, follow it if you don't have the finances right now, share it out to your social media, get that out there into the eyes of the masses, so to speak, and hit that like and subscribe while you're here, share out this video so people can come check out HOJO. So, yeah, like we were touching... What's that, Angela?
Game Playgle's here.
Hello, friend. Just hanging out with Playgirl last night. Oh yeah, good times. Yeah, like we said earlier, you just said this is your 1 year anniversary, so that's pretty dope, man. What made you launch into this? Because this is kind of not something people are like, yes, I'm gonna go do that, because it's a lot of work. What made you get into it?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like I had this love-hate affair. With comics, like I'll go into a shop, regularly, and then I'll stop going for a couple of years, and I just got tired of it, man. And it was just, I guess, a series of events, like looking at my terrible sports team. I ended up seeing like a picture of Joe Sontag's like Reaper Destroyer. It was, I think it was a Shelby cover.
Oh,
and so like I was like, what in the world is this? And I started noticing certain things trending, and like it's like I know these person, I know Graham Nolan, I know all these people. I'm like, we cats have been doing this whole time. Like I had the idea for the Mythicals in 2005, and we were going to submit to CrossGen. They were out of business by the time we got back.
Oh wow, nice.
So he's like, we already submit to Image. I'm like, peace. Got out of the army, and life happens, wife happens, and just. Everything lined up, and I kept going back to the story. Like I love comics, but sometimes they let me down.
Oh yeah,
I just noticed the art suffered, the story suffered even worse, and Like,
Yeah, there was a big gap there. So, I mean, it's still kind of ongoing, but there's a major big gap with just garbage story and art that was just combined with the two for a long time now. Like now, you can still find like Conan's killing it.
right.
That's put out by
And
Titan. Like so, there are some
the Transformer stuff, the
Transformer
Skybound, I
stuff I
love it.
hear
I
is
love
great.
it.
Yeah, so there's some stuff out there in the slight mainstream, I guess you could say, that's kind of on the comeback, and which is nice. They're starting to pay attention,
I think
because
Mark Miller
well,
rattled some cages, dude. And he's like, get your best artist on this, and you suddenly
and that's
see somebody you know is drawing Wolverine. Oh, it's Greg Capullo.
Capullo, dude. Yep,
You
going
like they
back,
listen.
going
Image
back.
listened. Image was listening the whole time, but they were just ready for an impetus. Suddenly,
Yeah,
Brad Booth is doing the interiors for Spawn.
yeah. I
They're
just
not.
picked up 350
Yeah, I did too.
yesterday.
It's in my bag.
Yeah, dude, it's dope, man.
Like
It's
my
it's
entire
awesome.
pull list now is all Image titles for the first time since 1994,
It
1995,
Yeah,
94.
dude, and I don't understand and obviously we can get at nauseum as to like because it doesn't make any sense like why they detoured from the fans and just started doing what they
Mm.
did because it's like you don't like
Fear.
money. Why don't you
Yeah.
like money? I don't get it. Like if
Messaging
you
becomes more important than money.
it
Well, I mean,
unfortunately for
was a lot
some,
of that tied? Was a lot of that though tied into ESG stories? Like
Yeah, I
that's
was
the
going
thing
to
that
say,
I
and
always go
you
back
then you
to
add a
with
yeah,
a
corporate
lot of this.
element. These companies are corporate entities. They are owned by corporations who enforce these things.
right?
So
Yeah,
naturally,
and
you're
it
going to trickle down,
Uh,
and at the end of a trickle down, guess what? We get shit on as the fans.
yeah
yeah.
and we do, but
Womp womp.
as fans we have the sorry Angela, go ahead.
Yep, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just agreeing.
Oh, but no, as fans, we have the almighty dollar, so you can vote with that, and eventually, it takes time.
That's true.
It
And
takes time,
then
but
that right there,
with
that's
it,
the other part of this equation, man. When the people take their dollars and speak with their wallet and say no, and then it starts going down, they're like, well, you're just blank.
mm,
You don't get it. You're just blank. You were never really fans. It's not for you. And then when I
right.
heard somebody say it's not for you anymore, we've taken over, and I was like, okay. But then I was just like, I looked up, I was like, no, not on my watch.
Well, and that's the other thing, though. Like,
Do my
yeah,
own.
they come down on that, but like I said, and we just brushed on it. It takes time. And eventually, they're going to be like, you know what?
Mhm.
We can't keep up this momentum. We're going to
Yeah.
go out of business. We got to do something to turn this around. And then they start listening, and they see
I think
dollars
right
starting to
now
come
Yeah.
back
you're
in. So,
starting to look in the find out stage, and they've started to
mm-hmm.
course
Yeah.
correct. Like they already
Exactly.
asked around, but they are finding out, and then just now they're like, well, what if we do this? And then like suddenly sales jump, and then they're like, oh, well, maybe we should just like
Maybe
focus
we
on the
should.
story and good
Mm-hmm.
art, and then somebody's like, like a comic book.
Yeah. Well, like I just downloaded an app that like categorize like stores all your comics and stuff like that. And I've been scanning all the barcodes and going. I'm like, man, this issue was dope. I remember this one. This one's cool. Like so, it's cool to go back and look at all the stuff that you used to get or used to pick up and like realize why you got in this. So, what was like your first? Do you remember your first comic? What you first bought or like kind of the first title or
See,
whatever?
I got the first comic I ever bought with my own money was like this obscure what if title. It was like, what if
Okay.
the Atlantis, we lost the Atlantis attacks, and it was like suddenly Spider-Man and Moon Knight were like lizard men,
That's
and
pretty cool.
we had to be saved by a cabal of Doctor Doom, Joe Fixit, Aquarian of all people,
Mm,
Sabretooth, people that
that's cool.
didn't really belong together. We lost, and I was just like, oh my god, this wasn't a happy ending. This wasn't a happy ending at all. So it just got I don't know, the hand me downs, and the Hulk was on TV. The Spider Man is Amazing Friends. I'm 42,
Yeah.
so I mean, you can really take that all back. But I was just steeped in it. I was an only child, so I read a lot, like Robert Louis Stevenson and like the classic fantasy stuff. And like, oh, well, now they have comic books. I'm like, oh, these are the pictures I was envisioning in my head. They already did the work for me.
Yeah, they translated my vision into the page, and so you got into the like obviously you got into the writing aspect of things, but did you like the art? Did you ever thought about going the
I
art
did.
route?
Like, I mean, I can draw. I mean, I
Mm.
can color better than I can draw. So I've done like on Mythicals 1. I did a few of the layouts on the page
Oh,
layouts and
nice,
gave it
dude.
to the artist. And I'm just slow, so slow, and I just agonize. And sometimes people are like, oh, just let it go. I'm like, just shut up. You can't tell me just let it go. I have to make it. But I did put something out. It was like a little, almost a simple like a Batman the animated series type simple drawing, and everyone like, oh, that's really good. Even JDA was like, oh, that's really good. I was like, stop it. This would take me a year to get right.
Yeah,
But like, I mean, I do see things that way.
it's
I
hard
can
to
kind of
tell. You,
sculpt a little
you,
bit,
you
but I
you
love
can't tell.
painting.
Yeah, you can't tell somebody to like let go of that thing because it's
Yeah,
like ingrained in you sometimes. Like I get like people are like, how do I do what I do? I'm like, because I have that let it go mentality. Like a mistake's
yeah,
gonna happen, fine, so be
yeah.
it.
Like I remember you put
But
in a
there's people that
Joker
can't.
piece that was really good.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
but that's the whole thing. Like some people, they are, and I can't. I have a hard time doing like the don't let it, don't let it go and fine tune.
yeah.
I have a hard time doing that. So I kind of look up to the people or admire the people that can sit there and tighten it up and stuff like that. So you got into you're into the writing aspect. What are some of your favorite writers that are out there? What storylines maybe really caught you in comics as growing up?
I always say, like, is it wrong? Do you always have to say Chris Claremont? I always put that
No,
in.
it's
But
not.
like,
It is not.
I'm a Peter David like super
Oh, there you
fan.
go.
Because, I
Nice.
like a lot of people don't like it, but I like the JMS run of with the real Ezekiel, the Spider Man, like Ramita Jr. That
I like
one.
Ramita, dude. I
Uh,
like JRJR. Yeah.
but the Peter David Hulk stuff, and especially the Peter David X Factor, that was I
Ooh, there
stayed
you
on.
go.
I became a, and then Spider Man 2099. Like I became a Peter David fan after that, and just started going from thing to thing.
Mhm.
And then I like Grant Morrison's Animal Man run. I just put a tweet out about it today. Like in 1994, I pretty much stopped reading all mainstream Cape stuff.
Oh, wow, you got it pretty
Like
early.
Oh,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
Vertigo. Like I was like 14, 13, something like that. A guy gave me like Animal Man by Grant Morrison.
Mm.
I fell in love with it, and then I started reading like the like everybody shits on Alan Moore, but he can be
I
crazy and talented at the same time.
well, there's sometimes there is a geniusness that goes to
Yeah.
creativity and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah. So
I
I
can
mean,
separate like the
yeah.
politics and the
You can't,
worldview.
dude. I follow Bill Sienkiewicz on. I love his art. Like I just
I
don't
do.
pay attention to his
I don't
opinions.
think. Yeah, I don't pay. I look at his pictures. I don't look at
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
says about the pictures.
See, that's the other thing. You got to learn to like there are exceptions obviously to the rule. Like the person's like a mass murderer, obviously, but like separate
Right.
the artist from the art. You know what I
Mm,
mean? It's
yeah.
like you gotta like
Exactly.
the writer, right? Yeah, like the writer or the artist, the musician. Sometimes you have to separate what they do from who their person
Yeah.
themselves because it
Oh yeah,
doesn't always
I like
translate.
Rage Against the Machine, but I don't like to
Yeah,
pay too much attention to the lyrics. And Tom Morello
ex-
You eat
yeah,
the meat
politically has
and you
lost
spit
his
out the
mind.
bones.
Like I
yeah.
love Star Trek,
That's what
but
I say.
George
Right, Angela.
Takei he has drank the Kool Aid and he just asked for more.
And
But
that's yeah.
it's
And so
fine.
you
That's fine, dude. I can enjoy what you contributed to entertainment and my personal enjoyment. I love it.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
like I
care.
said,
I don't care.
there's plenty of creators, indie or mainstream, that I follow. I don't always agree with what they have to say, but I don't care because I like their output, like what they're
Entertain me.
execute.
Show
Like
me a good
Watchmen's
story. I
dope,
don't care.
dude. Come on,
Yeah.
So there's a
Mm,
lot of great stuff out there.
I
You
don't
got to
take it
learn
to the
to
extreme though. I
right.
don't.
Like I said, there are some
I'm
times
not
where
going
you
to hate
just
you because you don't like what I like. That's what I try to preach.
that's what it boils down to, and like that's why I liked Elvis's standpoint when they were asking him about, I think it was about the war in Vietnam, and he was like, "I'm just an entertainer. I'd like rather keep politics out of this."
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Like it was
yeah.
like that's exactly what we should be doing
Or
for
like
the
Michael
most part.
Jordan, Republicans buy shoes too.
Yeah, and that's but the whole thing is like yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I
I
remember
try to
that.
keep it out, but it's not a bad thing to talk about things from time to time, and you can't always
No,
talk about
I can't like if somebody asks me my like opinion or like a worldview, like Twitter, I do believe in like I bled for free speech. I took
mm,
an oath constitutionally.
Yeah.
I take it seriously. All that stuff's
right.
sacred. You can like Christopher Reeve used to always say, but like when he was talking about Superman, people like he's for truth, but he believes this, and people will always go like, but he believes it. Like these are my thoughts about things. Like I believe it. I just believe that storytelling is a great medium to get forward what we
Well,
what we
and
like.
that brings that up. Like I'm a huge advocate for free speech. You have the right to say what you want to say, but you also have the right to suffer the consequences from what you say.
Yeah, and people
So
don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
people have a
yeah,
right not to want to listen to you.
people have a right to not want to listen. People have a right also to knock you in your face if it's like so egregious that
Yeah,
like I mean, there are consequences to your actions, but that's the beauty of what we have here. freedom of speech is ginormous, and people don't really. A lot of people don't understand how
People outside of
important that
America
really
don't
is.
understand.
That's yes, even in
People
America,
outside of America, no, people
dude.
outside of America understand. It's the ones that live in it, who've never left it, that don't
Hmm.
really understand.
Or they don't pay attention to anything outside of it anyway. They're all focused on whatever's going on in here. It's like you realize you just said what you wanted to. That would get you stoned in another country. Like you would be executed probably for what you just said. You
Yes.
were able to get away with it on a tweet. Like
Yeah.
it's a great country.
I mean, like we're in America. Just go to Canada. They don't have freedom of speech. They do not have it.
I think also in
Yeah.
England, don't they
You
also
don't
monitor?
understand. You don't understand.
Yeah.
You never-
United States is the only country that recognizes freedom of speech. I mean,
Yeah.
to
And they
the core
embrace
of,
it.
you know.
Well,
Like a lot, like Europeans, they don't understand it.
right.
It's
And
never
Yeah,
that's
that's true. They don't
and that's the other
understand it.
thing. Like it's important, but then you got like platforms like this, and I understand they're a business, and they aren't only in America; they're everywhere else. So they
right.
might have to. But I should be allowed to still say whatever I want here and now on this platform on YouTube,
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
And if you want to like deplatform it anywhere outside of America. If those places don't have
Yeah.
freedom of speech and you can't say that,
Correct.
deplatform it there, deboost it, whatever you want to call
Right.
that. But in America, if I say I don't like this and that, and here's why, or this happened and here's why I think why, I should be allowed to say that because it is constitutionally protected right.
Right, and I could understand, be like, here's why I think why I think. Not this is my fact, like this is a fact, and like I guess if you did research and like you're now providing sources and materials, like this is why it's a fact. But if you're like, I think this because it's my opinion, and then you state it, fine, say whatever you want. Like it's like it should be allowed. I don't get it. I've never understood it. Now, yes, I censor myself because I don't like to like certain maybe words or things, but that's
Right.
on me. Like that's my whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to say whatever you want. It's just you have to suffer whatever consequences maybe or benefit from them.
Yeah.
Like
And here's the thing about social media: if you see things you don't want to see, guess what? You can curate your experience by muting certain phrases, tabs,
yeah,
people, tags, whatever. You can curate it, and don't
Yeah.
blame the other people for saying things you don't want to see. When you really have the power to not look at it, you can put it. You can make yourself into a bubble. Fine, that's fine. Just stay there.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and I think that's a hindrance to mute the people or block people that are saying things you don't like.
Yeah,
It to me it helps to get both sides of an opinion and then base what you may think on both sides of those things that are out there. It's just only that's how you get independent thought and thinking for yourself. Like you can base your own opinion on how you feel about a subject matter and how you, or even doing research on it, be like, oh, well, this dude was totally wrong. I just looked up like 18 sources, from all these things. So yeah, I don't think, living in that bubble it's not good. It's not healthy. And like, there's nothing wrong. Now you can hear too much of garbage. Don't get me wrong. Like, and you can turn that out, but sometimes you want to be like, what is the other side saying at this point? Like, let's okay, here's a good example, like the new Madam Web movie. I hear it's terrible. I hear it's
I hear a
awful.
lot of it.
But what about the people that like it? Why do they like it? What is it about that movie that isn't politically or agenda based that they enjoy about that movie? Maybe they have a valid viewpoint. I don't know. I'd have to go search it out and find it. So
I don't know. Like, I mean, the Julia Carpenter character, she looks like it's like costume accurate. I can give it points for that.
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know
saying.
who the other one is. I know
I-
Madam Web from the Spider-Man cartoon.
Yeah, that's about all I know. But from everyone I heard that movie's terrible. But
I've heard lots of terrible reviews.
lots of very terrible things, dude. And so, but that gets us back to what we're doing here in the independent crowdfunding scene and what we have going on here. We're allowed to put out, like, yeah, we might get shadow banned on Indiegogo or whatever. Well, guess what? We can put it on our own website, so you can actually make your own content, put out what you want, and have your voice be heard. It's very, very
The
cool.
barrier, I mean, like they see people like, well, the barrier for entry is too low. Actually, it's not, because the ones who don't succeed are the ones who didn't either promote hard enough, have a good idea, or just I kind of have a hard time believing that you failed because of not putting in the work or
Right.
not having a good enough idea. I hate to sound cold, but you have to want this.
No, you're not wrong.
You can
a lot of
a shadow ban just make you want to work harder, and like you guys did with like Frog G and stuff. You're like, man, screw this, and
Yeah.
then Luke Stone built Fund My Comic. Really, I think
Mhm.
you guys were one of the because he was like Frog G, and Jason.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
got,
it's
they got
weird that we got
shadow banned.
shadow
And he was
banned.
like,
Yeah.
screw this, screw these people.
Yeah. Luke Stone's got a great website over there. Everybody go check out
Yeah.
fundmycomic.com. There's a lot of great campaigns over there. I think you had Mythicals over there, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
I was
Yeah.
like, and Mythicals 1 was one of like
Um,
the original 10 on there, and there's so many every
How
day. I feel like.
Haldir just said he backed Mythicals 1-2 digital tier.
That's what I'm
So
talking about.
tell Haldir.
Nice. Thanks, all dear. Appreciate
Come
it. Yeah, by
on.
the way, like I said, if you want to go check out the campaign, link is pinned to the top of the chat as well as in the description below, as well as Hojo's Twitter, because it's Twitter.
Yeah,
It's in there as well. Give him a follow. So yeah, and that's what's great though. Like you said, you can have who was that?
That was Wolverine. He's just saying goodbye. So I
Oh,
guess
later,
Oh.
Wolverine. Say, Angelina,
yeah.
I can't see.
Tell Wolverine.
But no,
I
like
didn't interrupt.
no, go ahead, Angela.
Yeah. You're good.
Okay.
I
All right.
said
No,
everything. I want to say
no, no, like you said, putting in the hard work is important, getting out there and grinding. And you've been on the grinding trail. You know what it's like. And like Mythicals is dope, so you have nothing to worry about there. But you can have like an idea that might be like iffy or sketchy or something like that. But if you're hitting the pavement hard enough and getting in your eye, because somebody's going to like what you do. That's what I told everybody, especially about like
that's what I'm saying.
YouTube.
I tell people, I was like, if you find someone that doesn't like your book, that should give you more of a motivation to go find 2 other people who do.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like somebody just told me the other day, he's like, I like horror fantasy, but I'm more into like the human condition on like why what makes them a monster. I'm like, okay, well that's not what my book is. He's like, I don't like action. I was like, well that's really not what my book is. And then
Right.
after that, guess what? I was just like, cool. I didn't say, well, you fucking suck. I'm not gonna attack you.
No.
I'm not gonna attack the fans.
It's
That's the
fine
thing.
if
Like you don't attack these people. If they don't like your stuff, dude, move on. Like I was in the military and I'm married. My skin is this like a armadillo.
right.
It doesn't
Well,
affect me.
why bash the people that like even if that person doesn't like your stuff, he might like the next thing you do, or he might like
Yeah.
your friend's product. So if you're sitting there tearing him apart, he's like, "Look, I'm not doing any of this. Screw you guys." He's gonna take his money with him, and plus, I love these products. I love these stories. I like these people. I'm a fan too. I don't want to be attacked. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't want
Yeah.
people to come down
Yeah.
on me because of my personal taste in media. Like it does like now it's one thing to argue, and I say argue loosely. It's a difference of opinion. We're having a debate. Like I'm infamous for not liking Led Zeppelin. Luke Alietta and I, we go back and forth and we have fun and we rib on each other about stuff like that. That's
Yeah.
friendly, be friendly
I don't like
arguments.
Megadeth. So.
I don't like Megadeth either, so you're not
Thank God.
isolated
All
here.
right, you can stay. You can stay.
Yeah, but so you're allowed to not like things. It's okay. And
Mhm.
as a creator, we have to be like, look, we don't like things too, so why should we sit there and tear somebody apart because of it?
Yeah.
But and like you said, we're doing this hard work. You're hitting the grindstone, you're on channels, you're putting yourself out there, you're hitting people up, hey, can I come on? You're in chats, you're talking to people.
Yeah, because I don't have a
when you
YouTube
don't
channel, but Angela knows who I am. Do you not? I'm in
Dude,
chat.
everybody
I
knows.
guess I know
Like,
you in the
I
chat.
just sometimes like somebody goes like, dude, I'm coming to you for advice. I'm like, for what? Why?
No, dude, I've
You
been
have a
in
YouTube channel. I don't know anything.
No, man, I've been on streams over the past week. I've been on streams, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have Hojo on Sunday. People are like, oh, I love Hojo.
Yeah.
So you people know who you are because you get around.
Yeah.
You're socializing. You're networking.
Yeah.
Not only that, you're friendly. You know what I mean? You're not.
Like
you're,
comic book
you're
people are
welcoming.
not really known for not being introverts. They're not extroverted people.
And see, that's the other thing.
Like
It
going to a
helps.
comic shop, like the owner at my LCS, he's a former cop and he's a creator too, so he's a sociable person. But the guy who works there, I just try to talk with him and stuff. And he's like, "Oh yeah," I was like, look at me, talk to me. I'm a man. I'm a person in front of you. I'm not online." But some people just can't do it, but I can. I can turn. I've briefed generals on the battlefield. This isn't much for me to look at.
That helps.
I'm looking at a light right now, a dot.
Mm.
That's all you people are to me, are dots on a computer.
Just a little
But-
dot.
Yeah,
But see, that's also another thing. Is like if you don't have, let's say you don't have. The
that's part of
network is-
marketing. Is being you have to sell your all of
You have
this
to
right here.
sell it.
What I am now, all this is selling me.
right?
I have
And
a
if you
cool
don't have
sign,
that,
I have all kinds
but
of cool
like
stuff.
if you don't have that personality, like kind of
Yeah.
recognize and be like, look, hey, let's say I was totally socially inept. I might be like, hey, Angela, can you maybe go on this channel? And she like wrote the book. Angela, can you go on and promote it? If she's more outgoing, you know what I mean? Like find the
That's right.
person that has that
Yeah.
personality, that has that, yeah. Like, okay, we make fun of him,
Yeah.
but like, look at Ink Spots. He's very vulgar, very, very vulgar. So he tends to push people away in that regard. So, you know, but people like they tend to gravitate towards me a little bit, maybe because I'm not as harsh. You know what I mean? So, and
Yeah.
And like
I
you work
kind
at
of
a comic shop, right?
no,
Or you
but I worked
did.
retail. I worked
Okay,
retail.
it said retail,
Yeah,
so you know how to talk to people. You know
yeah.
how to interact.
You have
Like
to.
Justin Belmont.
Yeah.
He does
Mhm.
Smokes the Fox. I
Yeah,
did a
Belmont's a
story
great
for
dude.
him. Like it's like almost like the Max meets the Mask. Like it's a zany
Nice.
comedy, but it's crazy. But me and him
Wait, what's the
can
comic?
both entertain people. What?
Oh, so you said that
Shoot.
I missed the book. Was it the Fox
No,
one?
we
Is that the one
haven't.
you're
We
talking about?
haven't.
He
No,
hasn't
we
done
haven't released it.
He's working on
I
one.
can't talk. I can't talk. It's my
Oh,
part's done. I can't talk about it.
But
Because
you
it's
said
a
two
That's
zany.
words that
cool.
I really like, Max and Mask.
I
So
know. And
I'm backing
It
I
is like a zany comedy, and it's just going to be like there are all
nice.
these Easter eggs for the community and stuff like that. You know,
Nice.
but
Hey, awesome.
him and I can carry a stream. Like I can carry a stream. I
Right.
can be on panel with people. He can do that too. He's funny. He's stoned all the time, but he makes it work. That book, like I was like, between you and me, we could just carve it down the middle and just dominate whatever stream we're going on, and like that way, either of us doesn't have to work too hard. Because I got my own thing
Exactly.
going on. I got
And not
something
only
going on with Broken Compass. I got a lot of fuels, irons in the fire.
I
Like
Broken
I
Compass,
can't
yeah.
stop creating.
Well, that's what the other good thing is too. Let's say you have two creatives that know how to the gift of gab. If you have two of them, you can go on one stream. He can go on a totally separate stream, and kill two birds with one stone. Get more product out there. Get more eyes on.
I think that's what
on it.
worked with back to Psycho Assassins
Mhm.
from Von Klaus and Adam Lawson.
Adam
Both of
Lawson,
those guys
yeah.
they can do their own thing and make it work. And
and both really good at what they do, not just like
Yeah.
through this, but like
Yeah.
both great writers. So
Yep.
you can't go wrong with a
I
with a
think
book or campaign.
I
like that.
remember. I remember hearing Frega talk about this, and I've done it myself. Like Postmasters, like if there's an issue with you and like being able to talk about your project or even just talk in general, doing a class or something like that. Toastmasters, it's a public speaking type. It's a club.
Okay.
It's a club. Is basically
Right.
what it is. And I think when he was back with when he worked with Rob Liefeld, they all did Toastmasters, and he said it really helped him to become more,
I think I remember,
able to talk in front of people. And so anyway, yeah, there's ways to get over that.
There are, and also one problem you have is like if you're our age, usually you're kind of okay because you've worked plenty of jobs or you served in the military. You've done things that build your social relations.
Like a lot of us were in bands and stuff.
Bands, be it bands like I said,
Joe, were you in a band?
I can play drums. I can play a little bit. I did more promotion with bands.
I wanted to get that out there.
Yeah, I'm musically inclined. Mechanically.
Well, to me, like musical art and writing and drawing art, they all go hand in hand. Like I hung out with musicians.
Just that creative, like just that part of the brain that doesn't stop. It never stops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can't stop.
That's very true.
Sorry, I realize I'm an idiot. I got to pull up your campaign eventually. I got so we're gonna talk.
Like what I do for my day job, like I diagnose electronics and I fix it, or I usually check other people's work and fix it. So, like I don't know if it's the military or just the way I was wired. Like I always wanted to know things. Even reading comics, I always wanted to know an origin story. I always wanted to know how this got to be. How can I break it apart? How can I see how this works? It's just, and I like to fix things. And I have, I guess, OCD. I like to wrap things up. So if I see a TV show that doesn't get a conclusion, I lose my mind.
Oh, you're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
So, what are some of your favorite genres? Like, are you a superhero guy, supernatural guy, sci-fi? Like, what are some of your favorite things that you see?
Well, right now, like I said, I'm just reading the Skybound stuff, but like some of my favorite comics were X Factor, but like the team books, the team dynamics. Like I'm a B-sides guy. Like I liked Excalibur and X Factor and Alpha Flight. I liked Alpha Flight. A lot of people did.
I was say your book right now is a team. It's like a team book. It looks like, and kind of how.
Like I was in the army, like a squad, dealing with people. That's hard.
Well, and that's the other thing. Like, since you were in the military, you actually know that dynamic. Like, you know how people operate, different personalities, like who's good at what and why that's their strength and
And you
what can
put
play.
those
So
two
you,
people together.
hmm so you really built up. That's just like that's one asset that you got from just that alone. Let alone the rest of your life build up and stuff like that. So you
Yeah.
kind of are more adapted at maybe making a team book, which is not easy. Like doing a team book,
Yeah, I
it's
wish
not
somebody
easy.
had told me this.
Like my brother, he's like, he was always like, yeah, I'm not doing a team book. It's got to be a solo story. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, dude, you know.
I
But
remember I was
I'm
on a
like,
stream in the beginning. He was like, I was like, I got a horror book and it's a floppy, and it's a team book. He was like, you'll be lucky to get 50 backers. You should change ideas. I'm like, no, I think I got it.
no, no, man. People like team books. For one, it's nostalgia. X Men, like
Yeah.
everybody loves the X
I
Men.
mean,
Fantastic Four. Go ahead, Angela.
oh no, Gladiators of the Galaxy. That team dynamic. I mean, itself, like I'm familiar with the movies, but they were a fun ride.
Right. Well, yeah, and
It's
there you
those
go.
character interactions that you live for, like
And
the,
that's the other.
Character
Yeah,
interactions.
character interactions, because we all, a lot of us have friends and we interact with our friends and we could see kind of our personalities in that character, whether they be male, female, or raccoon. You don't have to look like the person to associate with
Nice.
what their personality is, and that's what's the great
That's
thing
right.
about these kind of stories and adventures that we tell.
I
Not
am
only in
Groot.
this, you can relate to Groot sometimes, and he says
I
three
know.
words. So you know what I mean? Like this whole concept that, oh, if I don't see my physical persona in that, I can't
Yeah.
relate. Like it's trash. Like it doesn't make any sense
Mm-mm.
to me. Like
I wanted
I
to be oh, go on.
you want to be what?
No, on Star Trek, I wanted to be what's her name?
Uhura.
Black lady.
The black lady.
Uhura.
You
I
wanted
can't
to
say her
be
name.
a,
Always
be a
afraid I'm
black
gonna say
lady.
it
I
wrong.
get it.
She wanted to be a
I
black
wanted
lady.
to be
Who wasn't?
her.
Who's ever?
I thought she
thought
was
that?
the most beautiful woman, and I was like, why can't I be her?
You're not wrong.
And I'm
You're not wrong.
I pale.
Well,
Anyway.
you can still reflect her personality traits in who you are, though, and learn from it, and that's what's great
true.
about it. Like, I'm visually impaired. Yeah, I like Daredevil, but not because he's blind. I wasn't always like this. So, but even when I was a kid, I still like Daredevil, and when I could fully see. So, you know, you don't have to have any kind of like physical attribute related to these. Like, come on, I relate to Thor. I'm not a god that you know of.
Sorry.
So, you know, it doesn't make, yeah. So, and when you're writing these things, often you do project your personalities into some of these characters. Not all of them. Like the villains, like not everybody's that maniacal, obviously. But,
Yeah.
So, what do you find is like maybe one of the harder things about writing all these different characters?
Sometimes it's to not make them all sound alike, or to give them something to do too. Like the way I would explain like Peter David's X Factor run, you could sometimes take the art away and read some of the word balloons, and you'd be like, no, that's Quicksilver being a condescending asshole. That's Havoc having insecurity issues because his brother is the leader of the X-Men. He's just the brother that nobody cares about, and Polaris has abandonment issues with her father, which is Magneto, and like you have to make people care about your characters, or not going to care about your book. That's what made X-Men work.
Well,
like watching Peter
Yeah.
pick up Wolverine in the fastball special, like that connection they had, like people used to live for that. Like when we saw that finally in like the comics or in like in a movie, you're like, oh, that's so awesome! Finally the payoff.
Yeah, and they did a lot in the animated series also.
Yeah.
The fastball special, which was awesome, dude. You saw that. Yeah, and that is not easy to give everybody their own unique voice and stuff like that.
So I have a British guy, I have a guy that's an ancient Roman. They speak. Imagine if you were, you've been around 2,000, 2,500 years. Your accent would be your pattern of speech would be different. I tried to make everybody sound different, and you have a 20-something-year-old girl. Obviously, I can't relate, but I do have a sister that's 18 years younger than me, so I can kind of pull from how she used to talk to me when I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And,
how much research did you have to do?
Well, I've watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I kind of know how I can just I can fake it until I make it.
You fake it till I make it.
So, but there are, complex themes that will be dealt with, that I'll have to, I guess, research. But I'm a big history fan, so the
Yeah, I was gonna say how
mythology
much
part. I got on
research do
lockdown.
you actually get into and dive into?
Oh,
Like, if
we're
you had,
gonna get into some lore, man. We're gonna do like this Indiana Jones adventure
Oh,
between
ooh,
mythologies throughout the world to find these ancient
oh my
artifacts that can
goodness.
either save the world or end it. But we'll see.
nice. And
Yeah, I
so,
just
like,
yeah.
no, go ahead, Angela.
And Angela, yeah,
Oh
I
no
think
no
you
no! I
backed the
just
first book,
I really
both of them, right?
enjoy like because I really like I love X Files. I
Oh
love
yeah,
a lot of
me
like
too.
the monster type universe type stuff. Like and so anyway, I'm totally enjoying
No, X
enjoying. So I'm
Files is
excited.
dope. Stuff like that. That I love. I like aliens. I'm like a very alien type oriented person. I also do like,
Mm.
I never caught into Supernatural because I'm kind of, oh, everybody loves it, so I didn't watch it. But it is a
Yeah,
good
I only
show.
watched the first five seasons and then I
Yeah,
stopped.
I hear it's good. I hear it's a really good
Yeah,
Uh,
show, and like I said, I've seen some episodes, but it kind of did remind me of X Files a little bit, except they're like hunting
yeah.
them. Like, okay, it didn't seem like a bad concept. But yeah, so I'm more of like an extraterrestrial kind of guy. I like ghosts and stuff like that too.
oh
But
dude, I have a sci-fi. I'm a big sci-fi guy. Like I
yeah,
love
dude.
like I've been watching Farscape at work. Like they have it for free on YouTube.
Oh, there you go. Nice. I didn't know that
Um,
was free on YouTube. Nice.
I love the original Star Trek. I love all the Star Trek except for after. I wasn't a
Yeah, I
big
was more
Voyager
Star
fan.
Wars. I was more Star Wars than
Yeah, see,
Star
I didn't do
Trek.
Star
Yeah, I was
Wars.
more Star Wars too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was, well,
Space
obviously the
Cowboys.
original OG. Space Cowboys. Dude, Ice
I think
Pirates.
that's
Great
it.
oh
movie.
yeah. Like I love
Ice
the Edgar
Pirate.
Rice Burroughs, the John Carter of Mars. I love all that stuff. The John Carter Disney movie is very underrated.
Dune.
Yeah,
Come
Billy
on.
forced me to
Dune,
watch it. Yeah,
I
Dune
love
2's
Dune.
coming out.
Yep,
I want to
I'm
see
all
that.
over it.
No, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. Yeah, and so yeah, so you're into the supernatural type stuff. Like, you gravitate towards that, or do you believe in ghosts? Do you think
So
ghosts are real?
I don't think so. I've
You don't think so?
never had a
Never
real
had an
personal
experience.
experience. But like, I don't want to be typecast as the horror guy. But I mean, it's just a part of me because my mom let me watch like Nightmare 3 when I was like 6.
There you go.
Nightmare
That's
3?
That one
yeah,
was
that's the
dark.
Dream Warriors, right?
Yeah, that's dark, man.
Yeah.
So she was a single mom, so like that was our thing. We
Oh,
watched horror
Nightmare on
movies.
Elm
She was big
Street
for it.
3.
Yeah,
I saw
Yeah.
that. Okay. That's the one I actually
Yeah, it's a
watched.
good one.
yeah.
It's the
It is.
one you actually.
Well, my aunt let us. I was little. My aunt went to the movie store and got us the movie, and we watched it. And to this day, I'm like, I can't believe that happened. I don't know if she knew what we were watching, but anyway, bless her.
It's called Nightmare on
I
Elm Street.
know.
Like, I mean,
I don't know.
it's
I'm
not
sitting
fluffy
racking my
bunnies. Go to
brain.
the mall. Like,
Yeah, I
don't
went
know
and
how they
saw
got it.
Freddy's Dead at the theater. They had 3D
there you
glasses.
go.
Oh,
Oh, nice. I can't do 3D now. Is it cool? Like, is it
It wasn't then.
3D?
It was like 1991. It was like that was
Oh yeah, old school
foreign
3D.
technology. It was a legacy technology, I guess. But
Yeah,
um,
but it was
Ellie. Oh
I
no
saw the Tron
no,
sequel in 3D. It was pretty dope.
nice.
I don't know if I should say that out loud. Ellie's comment.
Okay.
But he basically
If
he
it's
saw Ice Pirates in the theaters. The castration was one of the more terrifying moments in my childhood, up there with Pee-wee's Large Marge. So I don't know.
space herpes.
I
Space
now need to.
herpes.
I don't know if I want to go down that hole, but I don't know.
Oh, Ice
Anyway,
Pirates is
sorry.
fantastic. You gotta watch Ice Pirates.
That's
It's
Okay.
so much fun.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
yeah. It's good. Yeah, and
Nice.
I like
It's so
I,
bad, it's good.
it's so bad it's good.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I never got into Star Trek. I was kind of more. I like the action. You know what I mean? Like in
Yeah.
Star Wars, the OG trilogy, especially. I forget
Oh,
about
yeah.
it. Like the new crap, no. But the OG,
Oh, that's
it's
good.
so good. A lot of
Yeah.
great storytelling, great character
I
arcs.
remember like I was in high school when like my junior or senior year when they did the re-release. So
I guess they re-released them last year.
yeah, what was that? The special edition when they added the
I
footage.
think so. Yeah, my nephew wanted to go. I forgot all about him though. We never ended up going. He's like, "Oh, we never went." I'm like, "You should have reminded me." So yeah, but I actually have the
Jim
demastered
Pop.
versions. Hey, K-pop.
Oh yeah, I was just on. I was
No,
watching
Jim
the stream the other
Cox.
day about that.
Wrong.
Oh, Jim
Okay.
Cox.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
K-pop might be listening, so it's okay.
Okay. Hi, K-pop.
But no,
Oh,
yeah,
I
like
love her. She's great.
yeah, K-pop's fantastic, man. She likes your stuff too. She's like, yeah, I love HOJO.
Yeah, she's a backer too. Yeah.
Yeah, K-pop's great, man.
Great.
But yeah, so like I said, OG trilogy. Like, I heard I didn't even watch that what is that Star Wars ripoff one that Netflix did? J.J. Abrams or whoever, I can't remember. Not J.J. Abrams.
The Mandalorian.
No, it
Zack
wasn't the
Snyder?
Mandalorian.
Oh,
Was
Rebel
this-
Moon.
Yeah, I
Rebel
didn't watch
Moon?
that at all.
Yeah.
I heard not so great things.
God, what's his name? Zack
Did you
Snyder?
see that?
Zack Snyder?
Zack
No,
Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard don't watch that. So
Michael
that's
Odin
good.
told me not to waste my time, and I trust him.
Yeah, Odin's got really good opinions on things.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he is a very opinionated man.
Yeah. We we actually it's good to meet somebody from the community that like we're very like minded on a few things, and so
Oh,
like, we
dude, people
text
should
in
go check
private
out
and-
Nine
yeah.
Realms. Nine Realms Publishing on
Yeah.
YouTube. He does the When in Rome and stuff.
Oh,
I
it's-
love it, dude.
I love it when
Yeah.
Aldous comes on. Like I
Oh,
see.
dude,
Do
forget
you
about it.
remember when the Hannibal movie came out, or not Hannibal? God, was it Joaquin
Silence of the
Phoenix?
Lambs.
Napoleon.
Oh, Napoleon. Yeah.
I sent Mike Woden the link. I was like, "What do you think of this?" And I
Oh.
knew within 15 seconds he's like, "What the fuck is this?" And I was like, "Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
my
yeah." And Aldous, like,
Wait.
he showed it to Aldous, and like they did this big stream on it, and like Matt Krotz is on it. I was looking at my wife. I was like, "I did all of this. I enraged all of them so much we had to stream about
Oh, that.
I am the
yeah.
catalyst to their
Yeah.
rage.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you're saying that you didn't allow anyone on the set that was a historian, I mean, there you go. It's pretty much done by them. Like,
And that's the same as the comic stuff. People are like, "Yeah, we're not allowed to read the source material. We didn't read the
Why?
material. We're not." It's like
Why?
it doesn't
'Cause
make
it-
any sense. Why
This
did
might
you not
conflict
do
with the agenda that we were told to write.
like have a historical person on your historical movie?
Yeah.
Like it kind of helps.
Because I
you
thought
know?
Jeff Johns was like
Right.
hired from DC Comics to be like their quote unquote lore master back in after they made the Green Lantern, they were doing the DCU and stuff like that. He was supposed to be in charge of all that. What happened, Jeff? Too busy
What happened to
working
a
on,
lot of these
Ghost
things?
Machine.
Yeah, they need, dude. Bar none. They need to just shelve everything.
Oh yeah.
Just put it on a shelf. Just
I
forget
feel like
about it.
Superman's the easiest character to get right, and
Yeah.
they get it so wrong.
They constantly get, dude. That's everybody
don't
loves the
wanna get
Christopher
it
Reeves
right.
one because it was the easiest one to nail. You know, it was like the first couple Superman movies, especially. So
When
good.
he had his accident, I was like, it was like 40 minutes from where I was in school, and like that Monday morning
wow.
they announced it. I was like, Superman? No.
Yeah.
He was like, "Who's Christopher Reeve?" I looked at this guy. I was like, "Are you out of your fucking mind? It's
Like, how do
Superman."
you- it's Superman. Like, and he was Superman. Like he was Superman. Like it was without
Yeah.
no doubt. You know.
It's-
So yeah, he fit it perfectly, and it's I don't know why
Yeah.
they can't get it right.
only
It's-
Robert Downey Jr. has like owned a role so much.
Yeah, he was dude.
As
Iron
far
Man
as like,
one.
as far
yeah.
as like comics, it was spot on.
Yeah. That was a
cool.
perfect casting, and Iron Man 1 is one of the best Marvel movies made,
Oh yeah,
bar none.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
yeah. We don't need
So,
to
yeah, it like, we're all nerds. We all grew up with this stuff, so we're passionate about it. And like, then you get these people that just, and don't get me wrong, there are some people who get introduced to the movies and they're like, oh, this seems kind of interesting. Like, let's say the first Cap movie. They're like, oh, that's kind of cool. There's comics on this. Oh, I'll go buy the comic. And then they become fans from the comics based on that. Very rarely, but they do exist. But most of these people are just like, oh, I know this from the movies and that's it. And it's like, you used to make fun of us.
I know, right?
It's like, well, you realize the hypocrisy here. Just because, the Cap's got abs and
And I see
You know,
like
yeah.
douchebags that I saw in high school, and I'm like, they have like a Punisher shirt on. I'm like, I look at you, I'm like, no,
dude, and now if you're even
you
telling
don't
me, like, yeah,
belong. You're not one of us, bro.
and that the other thing is, like, even now if you're like, yeah, I write comics, they'd be like, yeah, whatever. Like, they wouldn't care. It's like, you do realize you
No.
watch movies based on what I do.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
like, it may not be my thing, but it's still, it's the same principle of the matter. Like, these are stories that you're watching that
Well,
we create.
The foundation of those movies were in comic books. I mean, that's
Mhm.
that's where they got started. So it's a
Right.
genre.
Speaking of comic
genre.
books, we got a fantastic one tonight.
Yeah.
I told that moron not to take out my Tchaikovsky tape. No matter, let's get started. Here we are, Nancy Moon. The last time we left our heroine, she had just joined my esteemed colleagues at level M. We have the soldier who cannot stop talking, a magician with money issues, and a vampire with a checkered past. but there are other teammates she's yet to meet. One in particular might be a little bit shocking for her. I do hope she's not allergic. Back it today, won't you? Like right meow.
Meow. Right, meow.
Can I just share? Henry Bemis said, I liked to my girlfriend when I was 16, told her I was going camping when I was really going to San Diego Comic-Con. So she wanted to think I was a nerd.
Nice.
Aw, good man, Henry Bemis.
That's how you do it. That's
That's
how
right.
you do it. So we got the Mythicals 2. Fill us in, my friend.
Well, I mean, if you read Mythicals 1, this is pretty much the next day after she gets recruited by Level M. She's going to work at Level M for the first day, and she finds out that it's a lot worse than she thought. It's kind of like the Men in Black when, he finds out, oh, there's an alien, and then when he goes to work, he's like, oh, it's a lot more complicated. There's this whole government organization devoted to this whole thing. And so she finds out that the cat she met in issue 1 that just looked at her and meowed and walked off is actually the one that's showing her around her first day of work, and he talks, and he's like the saltiest DMV worker you've ever seen. Like,
nice.
He's been working for the government in some form or another since the founding of the country. So
was that revealed in the first book that was the cat, or no?
He made a cameo. He just looked at her and meowed, and then walked off.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
People kept asking, like, "What's with the cat?" I was like, "Just bear with me."
Yeah, you gotta back it to find out, everybody.
Yeah.
My yeah, I was gonna say my thing's not fighting me here. So yeah, but no, that's dope. So it has were you inspired a little bit by Men in Black, or like you said, that you had this story going on for a while?
Yeah, like not really. Like people make the Hellboy, the BPRD thing. I never really read that. I saw the movie, but that was like after I'd already come up with the story and such. But so
what were some of your,
on bureaucracy.
Okay, I was gonna ask what were some of your inspirations then for this story or characters?
X Factor, really, because it was a government organization designed with mutants, to deal with mutants. Instead of this is the Mythicals, which is my blanket term for like anybody with powers, like metahuman or mutant, something like that. But the thing is, I can do anything, like monsters. I can do myths. I can do fairy tales. Like I can get all fables with this thing.
Do you have is this like a complete ongoing thing? Or are you going to have multiple limited series? Like what?
13 issues and we're done, man. Like the 13th issue is like a double-sized
13.
finale.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're done.
That's
so now, like
number, by the way.
the roadmap. Yeah, we have. Yeah, no, it's not. I did not do that on purpose.
Okay.
Oh, you didn't? You didn't do that on purpose?
That's not unintentional.
Oh man, no! You did it on purpose. You did it on purpose. That is what it was meant.
Oh
no, that's good that you have and by the way, like you're on the second one already, so you're gonna be able to get this story arc completed in a decent amount of time, actually.
Wow.
So
we're and like the more money we make, if we can like make it each campaign, I could just use that money aside and start production on the next one and make it more and more. Like have a campaign where I have like two like Peter Samedi when he has like 4 issues at the same time. Just to be like, drop those and like boom, there you go.
Nice.
We're done.
Yeah.
That's cool. John Dillard, hail.
Yeah.
So how many pages are they?
This first issue is 24. This one's 26 because we just had too much villain.
Come on.
It was bursting at the seams, and we had
to like that.
Add some more.
Now, do you ever plan like? Oh, go ahead, Angela. No, ask your question.
No, you go ahead. I got it.
No, I was just gonna say, like, do you ever plan to maybe like once this whole thing is wrapped up? I mean, obviously you could do like a trade, but do you maybe plan to maybe like, hey, Dark Horse, this is all done. Do you guys want to publish these separately? Like,
wouldn't that be great? Like, I mean, if they'd be receptive to something like that. Whatever gets the story out in front of people, I'm open to the idea.
Nice.
Okay. I would like to, after the first 3 issues, I guess it's standard to have like a trade or something, because like the first couple issues is like Prophecy and Protocol, and this really gets the ball rolling. Like issue 3 is where issue 1 she gets recruited, issue 2 she goes to work, issue 3 is the first case.
Is this book completely done? The
We
second
have
book?
about we have about I think 2 pages left on to be colored.
Nice. Oh my
Oh, there
goodness,
you
that's
go,
awesome.
everybody.
Pretty much
Yeah,
half
so
of it's lettered now. Yeah,
nice. So you can back this knowing. Well, by the way, Mythical, you already got one. So you know what I mean. You
yeah,
can back this
yeah,
knowing you're going not only knowing you're going to get it, but you're knowing you're going to get it in an ample amount of time. Like
yeah.
you're not going to have
Mm-hmm.
the that
For
delay
sure.
happen.
Yeah, and the thing
Like I
is,
said,
like when if I do like a 9 month, like Aldous and me were talking, he was like, do it like 9 months. It's like by the time like you do a campaign and you start fulfilling, it's like your sign-up's about to launch, and people
yeah,
missed it
That's
on the
so
last
cool.
campaign. They see the next campaign coming. I'm like, oh, well, you can get what, the first 3 issues right now. They're like, holy shit, yeah, I'm gonna sign up for that
yeah,
because
and
there's people
that's
coming in all the time, new people,
all the time,
disenfranchised
dude.
people all the
Well,
time.
So
and go ahead.
no, the main girl. So she's also supernatural as well in some form.
Yep.
Okay. That's what I
Are
mean.
you able to tell
Anyway,
us any more about their skill sets, powers, so to speak?
Nancy, like she's obviously elemental based, so she's gonna be showing a lot of growth throughout there. Like she has to learn her powers. Like hers are natural. Uh,
oh
like
cool.
Daniel, the magician, it's different than being a witch. It's they're two different class.
Mm.
Like she can do sometimes with a thought, which would take him years to. It's like being naturally gifted in the sport. You look at somebody, you're like, I've trained my whole life to do this, and you can walk in and be like, blah 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 blah. Like they just have it. They're tapped into the earth. They have to
Mm,
learn it, siphon it, and harness it. It's like a skill.
That's cool.
But eventually, she'll get to where she can control all of them.
Wow.
sweet. Yeah, that's dope, dude.
Very
And
cool
they were born this
stuff.
way. It wasn't like
Yeah,
a
but they're not
spider
all.
accident.
Yeah, no. Like, then it's not just like there aren't that many like her. All the ones before her have gone insane.
The 6
Pretty much
a.m.
destroyed the
figure.
world. Yep, and that's
Yep,
coming
Nice.
free with all the campaign.
yep.
So
Yeah,
cool.
dude.
Yay.
And who's the creative team aside from you, obviously? Give us the
I'm the
rundown.
writer creator, Alexandra Nascimento. He's the interior artist.
Gotcha.
Uh-huh.
Everson Lirio that's the only one I changed was the interior artist between the first 2 books, and kept the same team. Like Diego Albuquerque is the colorist. We went with kind of like a simpler color
That's what I'm
palette this
saying,
time. It
yeah.
kind of reminds it like a little bit of a like Invincible, but it
Mhm.
works. It matches. It fits.
It
Like
matches it.
all of
Yeah,
this
yeah,
fits. Yeah.
yeah. It
Good.
has to be. It colored this way is perfect. Like
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, it looks nice. Just the first artist was unable to do it, or you just wanted to like conflicting interests, maybe, or something. Can you say why?
We just went with a different direction.
Okay. No, yeah, I didn't know if you were allowed to
Yeah.
say why.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get it, dude.
They're
And
good
well,
stuff.
here's the other thing. The great thing is first off, how fast is this, dude? Because like you said, this thing's almost done. So the hardest part about
Yeah.
making these books is the length of time it takes to draw and color them. Like that's
And not every
that's the
like,
most.
here's a spoiler for any new creator. Not every page is perfect once
Mm.
you get to the first revision.
Yes.
Spoiler alert! Like sometimes there's problems between pencils and inks, and afterward, like, oh, this is supposed to be a day scene, this is supposed to be a night scene, or shadows are different. You gotta, or if the guy
Correct.
totally disregards what you say and then just draws it, you have to adapt. You have to.
Correct. And so
Collaboration it's exactly what it is.
So then, like that being the case, and like, don't get me wrong, writing's no joke. Forget about it. Like, you have to have a skill set and a
Yeah.
know-how, and really be into these things to get it written well and properly, and to convey your
Mhm.
story with these characters. So,
Mhm.
the amount of time it takes to do these independent comics, these crowdfunding comics, it takes a while. So, what makes it so you're able to do the quality and output that you do? Is it just the collaborations you guys have are so tight that you guys are able to bounce off each other super well?
Yeah, I think me and Everson, we kind of have a vision for where this is going, and plus, it helps that most of these issues are already written,
Yeah.
so we can
Uh,
focus on one thing at a
Awesome.
time and not have
So
to
how
add.
many-
The only thing I did have to add 2 pages to this because, like I said, it was just.
You know what? I don't
You're
think
gonna
people.
love.
Hey,
Trust me,
worth
you
it.
were not going to complain about.
I was gonna say I don't think people will be upset about 2 extra pages.
Yeah.
They're gonna be pretty happy in general.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything that makes the book more lengthy, people like it whenever you add to the book itself.
Right.
So yeah, and I'll remember what I was going to ask again, because I did have an inquiry about something else, and I can't remember what it was for now. But let's go over the tiers. Hojo, you know I can't see. So let's, if you don't mind, maybe telling us about the tiers.
Also, on the Indiegogo, you can get the Ultimate Team Up, which is the first box and the second box combined, which you're going to get. Oh my God, you're going to get so many comics. You're going to get both
So you're gonna get
issues, both copies of the first issue, and you're going to get all the copies of the second issue, the metal print, 6 trading cards. 2 of those are metal, some
Oh,
pinups,
jeez.
1 that I color, some stickers, a whole bunch of shit, a
That's at one,
bookmark.
dude. That's at 120. That's insane.
Yeah, yeah, a level,
Yeah,
a
that's
patch,
really good
a
deal.
patch,
Yeah.
a beer koozie, a magnets. I mean, that's just I only got 3 left.
Yo,
You're gonna
that's a
get
deal, dude. That's a deal.
yeah,
Yeah, if people can afford
yeah,
it, I highly recommend that. That's you're getting a lot of content. Plus all the stretch goals and everything. You're getting a lot of
yep,
content for your buck.
yep,
Yeah,
yep.
nice, dude.
And then you
Uh,
can catch up with the digital. You can get either issue if you missed out, or you can get both of them for a little bit of a discount. You can get the wraparound cover for $15, or you can get the other 2 covers, the Dillard or the Oliver as the Bedroom for $13.
there you go.
Wow.
Nice.
Get a
Wait,
little
who
bit of
did the
fan
first
art in
cover?
it. What's that?
You said I know Dillard did the second cover. Who did the first one?
Oliver as the Bedroom. The wraparound is Dimitri
Oh.
Nastos. Yeah.
Oh, okay, nice.
He does a
All
book
right,
called like
cool.
a zombie book, kind of like Walking Dead. It's called Avalon.
Ah,
So
sweet.
Okay.
he can
Wait, I think I
definitely
it.
like if you put him and Greg Capullo to each other, it's almost indistinguishable sometimes.
Can't complain about that.
Yeah, I know, right? And you can get the collector's box. And you get a metal print with the second collector's box, which is the new trading card set, the stretch goals, the
Wow,
print
that's
that
a
I
crazy
colored.
affordable deal too. You got
Yeah,
Yeah,
some great
sounds sweet.
great price points, dude. Yeah.
yeah,
Totally.
and that's kind of what's helped me, because I don't have a YouTube and like I can be entertaining, but people don't know because I don't have a YouTube. When I come on a YouTube channel, I'm like, oh, who's this cat? I'll back
I
him.
was gonna say for you
But
not having a YouTube channel, you do a very good job in promoting your stuff. So
yeah, I mean,
helps
you got to
you.
believe
That's
in.
awesome.
Like I'm a backer too. Like I watch these
Yeah,
streams, and if you're not interested in your
right.
product and you're what you're trying to sell people, then what the hell do I need to be excited for?
What's this
Good
lineup?
point.
You're gonna get both of the. Oh, you get all of it. I have a black and white edition of issue 1 with a blank sketch cover on the back. You're gonna get that,
Oh,
and the Peter Gilmore cover and the Dan Dahl cover from issue 1, and
oh,
all
there you
3
go.
covers now. So that's like 1, 2, 3,
Wow, that's
6 comic
awesome.
books.
Yeah, okay, and like it does help. Like you're pricing yourself accordingly, obviously, for what you can afford, but it's
Mm-hmm.
affordable, which is also helpful because, as everyone knows, the economy's not the best
Wow.
right
It's
now.
not great. It's
So
not great.
it's not great. So you pricing it at what you priced it at, like you know you're going to be able to at least make a little money on it. Like you're not going to get like
I just want to break
millions.
even, man. Like and tell
I
a
hear you.
story. That's really
I
all
hear
I
you,
care
dude.
about.
That's the thing. That's what I love, and that's what I told people. I like getting people on that are passionate about comics and what they do. You just want to get your story out. Like you really just want to get your story out. You want to make these because you love it so much.
Like I don't like to
That's
call
what I
myself
love.
a comic writer. I'm a storyteller. That's it.
There
That's
you
all I
go.
do. I tell stories. If you can give me like a prompt, like I'm not AI, but I am in me. But
Yeah.
if you give me a prompt, I can turn out a story. That's what I love. I've been doing. I used to watch shitty movies and write a better sequel. Like people complain about Alan Moore, like he's insane. Yeah, he's insane, but he did a good nugget of advice in his masterclass. He's like, my advice is to read
Yeah.
bad books.
Yeah.
Read bad books, and then you know what a good book is.
There you go. That's actually not bad advice.
Hey.
Speaking of sequels, you have a tier
Yeah.
called sequel. What's that one?
Yeah, the Amazing Box sequel. So
There you
you
go.
get the Adam
Nice.
Miller metal print, the little standee of Samuel here.
Oh, hold on.
Ah,
Let me make
sweet.
you big and show that off.
Yeah,
They're already
shut up.
in,
Oh, so
Look
cute.
at that. That's cool. Nice.
and you can
I
put it on
love
your
that
desk,
little
and he can
face.
disapprove of everything you're doing, just like a
There
regular
you
cat.
go. That's pretty funny. I like it. I like cats. You got some original. Oh,
I do. Alexandra
Yeah.
sent me the first 5 pages and a one-of-a-kind inked little pinup of our 2 newcomers to the team, the werewolf and the siren there.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. But see, that's what's also good is that you have the very, very, very affordable tiers that everybody can get. Plus, you have some people got that extra, a couple extra bucks. Like the bigger guy,
Yeah.
they can pick up
Some
some
people just love
art.
original art. They're like,
I love
maybe
original
That's
art
one
too.
day-
Yeah.
that's a really nice box.
Can't always
too,
afford
just
it.
saying. Hello, some person.
It's yo, what's up, some person? Good to see you. Yeah, dude. Everybody, check. You
He's
know
like-
Hojo. He's been around. Check out Mythicals too, everybody. Link is in the description below, pinned to the top of the chat. I know I'm not trying to rush, but Hojo has a kind of a deadline, so
Yeah.
we're trying to.
Well,
we want to get people to
Well,
watch
and
this. So.
Killer Kovacs right there. He did the original concept art. So
Oh, nice.
good to see you,
There
man.
you go.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
So the cat is missing an ear, and will that be revealed in the next book?
Splinter style. Yeah, I have a back. Like I was telling Dave earlier, I want to do like the. Remember, He-Man had the little mini comic that would come with the figures or whatever. It was like a little backstory. I was going to do one for him. It was going to be a tale of two kitties.
I love two kitties.
Yeah, like how he became. You know, he used to be this lovable cat. Now he's a familiar, and he can't die.
Aww.
And he has to deal with these people, and all he wants to do is go to his library and read.
Aw, so sweet. We do have 2 questions real quick from the chat.
Yes.
Well,
No. Yes, definitely.
Regarding the project, Student of God wanted to know, is there going to be any wraparounds this nice on all your comics? So I guess
nice.
wraparound covers.
It's crazy that one is $2 more, and it's outselling both of them probably 2 to 1.
People like wraparound covers, man.
Yeah, it's good. Oh my god, it's good.
That helps.
But we'll see. Like I helped him with the, he put the sword. That was his idea, like to put that in the spine. And so if I can, I'm trying to think of what I want to do for issue 3 as far as cover goes.
All right, let's ask the next question.
Yeah, and then is there an omnibus eventually?
If we can get that far, yeah, you can keep throwing coal into this train, and we get it to the end of the track. Yeah.
I don't see a problem in that happening. Dude.
Yeah, because issue 1 to issue 2 on a floppy, and I don't see many people doing it in the community, but I've seen a big drop off sometimes with 1 to 2 in regards to either online personality activity, lack of updates, lack of being late, just not keeping your eye on the prize. So with this one, like we're not even done yet. I haven't even started fulfilling, and I'm almost like just like $700 less of what I did on the first book, which was amazing. It was like 11.7K crowdfunding totals, which
that's
in
good,
itself
dude.
is an anomaly. Like
that's good. Yeah.
People are like, you don't understand like what it is that you've done. I'm like, I don't even know what I've done. I'm just out here doing what I do because I saw an advantage that I could kind of have over some people because my wife is an accountant, and I was like, give me a ballpark, like a low number that the minimum I could charge, like when they shipping in, based on printing cost versus what I could charge for the book.
Right.
So we
you priced it out right. Yeah.
So it's now both on FMC and Indiegogo, correct?
Yeah, I did because there are some people who just don't want to back on either platform, or I did Kickstarter. I'm not above that. I got almost 2,000. I was just
go where you can get money. Go where you can get money.
$49 shy of 2,000. You know how mad I was with my OCD. I was like, fuck these people. So I had some refunds there at the end, but that's to be expected. That's Kickstarter.
It happens. It happens. No. Go where you can.
Some person says, with a name like HOJO, I expected someone that yelled with enthusiasm a lot, like Irene.
Okay, yell! I can do this.
You gotta squeal. No, don't squeal. Please don't
squeal. Irene has that covered, and I already have hearing loss because of her. I think she's squealing right now. So HOJO, everybody, go back HOJO. He's a good dude. He's got great content. And before we go, I have one last question. If you could work with anybody, living or dead, who would it be?
Ooh, in the comic industry?
In general, comic, novels, movies. If you could work with anybody.
Oh man, I would like to work with Mark Miller. He seemed like he would be good to hang out with.
Dude, I don't blame you there. Nice, good one. So thank you everybody for coming out. Link is pinned in the top chat. Go check out Mythicals 2. Angela, thank you so much for everything, mods, chat. As always, thank you for coming out, everybody. You're great.
Yep, thanks everybody.
Like and subscribe, and have a great day, everybody. Oh, also, check out Aaron Lepresti at 7, and then Michael Bancroft at 9 is going to do an art share, so check it out.
And the K-pop is streaming too, sometime
in K-pop
today.
So many great content out there.
People.
Go watch something. Back a book today. Have a great one.
Yes.